Hi, everybody. Ron Placone here. In news that shouldn't really surprise anybody, Bill O'Reilly is being accused of spousal abuse. This allegedly he was abusing his wife, dragging her down a flight of stairs by her neck in front of his daughter. He did not realize that his daughter was watching the situation. His daughter testified this during a custody hearing that Bill O'Reilly lost. Look, somebody great once said this. I'm not quite sure who, and I am paraphrasing here, but true artists take their work very seriously, but do not take themselves very seriously. Going by that notion, Bill O'Reilly is the complete opposite of a true artist. This is a guy that takes himself more seriously than anybody, even his fans take him. This is a guy that couldn't even crack a smirk while Stephen Colbert was doing the impression of him. I mean, come on, how was that not at least flattering? So anyway, this is a guy that's very serious about himself. This is a guy that is known for his temper. We're doing it live. Everybody in media or that creates content certainly know what's that is in reference to. Also, let's not forget the most obvious thing here. This guy has built a career off of fear-mongering and borderline hate speech that he spews on a daily basis. It should be completely not surprising at all that somebody like this is likely to be prone to violence. Something that speaks volumes about the Fox News network, though. This guy is considered one of the closer to sane voices, comparatively speaking, on that network. Bill O'Reilly is one of the more tolerant pundits on there. He's a little more sane than Sean Hannity and a lot of the other folks. So that speaks volumes about what's really going on at that network. But it should not be surprising that somebody in his position, somebody that's in that line of work, would be prone to violence. Now, of course, do we know without a doubt that it's 110% true? No, and I'll be the first to say if it turns out that it was BS, if it turns out it was a hoax, I'll say, hey, turns out it was a hoax. Turns out maybe the daughter was taken out of context, whatever. I'll say, hey, man, turns out it wasn't true. I'm just saying it would not surprise me at all. It seems like it likely is true that the daughter did testify, but either way, it would not surprise me at all if it were true. And if it isn't, I'd be more surprised if it isn't than if it is. The only thing less surprising than that, in given recent times, is the media's response to the incident in Waco and the fact that they're not calling the incident in Waco what it really is: a violent, deadly altercation between gangs. Here's how it works in the media in the United States. You can have territory disputes and altercations and different affiliations, but if you're dominantly white, focus your culture around a product that's heavily marketed in the United States, and throw in a flag or two for good measure, you're a club, not a, quote, gang. No, you're just a club in that case. I heard people this morning on Nice Polite Republicans radio, some people refer to it as NPR, but I heard some people on there talking about these groups and the groups in Waco, talking about their affiliation with white supremacist groups, which many of them have. A lot of biker gangs have that. I'm sure not all, but many do. Talking about all these things and how they get weapons illegally through those white supremacist groups, and still referring to these groups as clubs and not gangs. It is absolutely ridiculous. Also, the altercation that occurred where people lost their lives and were shot dead was referred to by the corporate media as a rumble. People got shot and killed. There were over 100 weapons confiscated, and the media is describing it as if it's something that people would pay for on pay-per-view. But this is what's going on, and it's not surprising. Now, there is one O'Reilly that I really have a lot of affection for, and that is Bubba O'Reilly. Happy birthday to Who guitarist Pete Townsend, who is 70 on May 19th today. This is Ron Placone signing out.